Hi, my name is Kunal Arora,
Hi, my name is Gurleen Kaur.
And hi, this is Deepak Sharma.
and today we're gonna talk about the crucial event in the world's history, and which is the attack between the Pearl Harbor and the Japanese army, which was held on 7 December 1941, and the surprise military strikes by Japan against the American army, and which consequenced World War II.
In this presentation, we will provide a brief summary of the event and then focus on how psychological noises affected communication and situational awareness during the critical moment.
Okay, so for that, let's just begin with a brief overview of the event.
Okay, so if we talk about the summary, so on 7 December 1941, the Japanese force launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, and attack caused a significant loss of life and considerable damage to the U.S. and U.S. Pacific Fleet, catching to American military off guard and leading the widespread confusion and disorder.
To understand this communication breakdown, we need to analyze the components of the communication process during this event.
And I will tell you some of the communication elements that were involved in this Pearl Harbor attack. So, for that, the sender of this attack was the Japanese military, and the message for this attack was the intention to incapacitate the US Pacific Fleet. Similarly, the transmission was the execution of the attack using aircraft and naval forces, and the receiver was the United States, and the target of this unexpected aggression.
And now let's move on the thesis. The thesis is the attack on Pearl Harbor highlights how psychological noise, characterized by a false sense of security and misinterpretation of threats, severely impeded the communication process leading up to the attack, ultimately impacting the military's ability to respond effectively.
Let's delve into the details of psychology noises. Psychological barriers were prevalent as the United States was operating under a misconception of security regarding Japanese intentions. Several key factors contributed to the psychological noises.
Okay, so yeah, we will also talk about the false sense of security, which I think which was one of the reason for the Pearl Harbor attack. So yeah, what was that the false sense of security? I will describe it a little bit more. So in the year leading to the attack, U.S. intelligence had received multiple warnings indicating that Japan might be planning an aggressive attack, let's say aggressive actions. However, diplomatic negotiations were ongoing, and many military leaders believed that Japan wouldn't resort to direct military confrontation. This overconfidence, and complacency dulled the readiness to interpret warning signs.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about the misinterpretation of intelligence. Military intelligence intercepted coded messages from Japan that hinted the aggressive actions. However, these messages were often misinterpreted or downplayed due to assumptions that Japan was not a credible uh, threat. The belief that Japan was more focused on diplomatic efforts and lead to the critical errors in judgment.
Next on the list is psychological shock during the attack. When the attack commenced, the overwhelming chaos and horror created immediate psychological shock among military personnel. This shock left many disoriented and unable. This shock left many disoriented and unable to respond effectively. Further compounding the communication breakdown, commanders struggled to relay clear orders amidst the confusion, leading to critical delays in mobilizing defenses.
Okay, so this was our analysis on the Pearl Harbor, and I will go through the conclusion of the Pearl Harbor attack. So yeah, so in the conclusion, the attack on the Pearl Harbor not only marked a significant turning point in history, but also provide a profound case study on the impact of psychological noise in communication, the false sense of security, and the misinterpretation of intelligence signals highlight the vulnerabilities in human perceptions and decision making under the influence of psychological barriers.
Okay, so the devastating consequences of Pearl Harbor serve as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance and clear communication, especially in high stakes situations, such as by examining these events through the lens of psychological noise, we can better understand how to mitigate similar risks in future scenarios. How can we encounter these kind of problems like the communication barriers? How can we
Let's
uh,
say handle, yeah.
yeah, we can handle it.
Ultimately, the lessons learned from Pearl Harbor underscore the critical need for continuous reassessment of our assumptions and the importance of maintaining a state of readiness against potential threats. By doing so, we can improve our resilience and response capabilities in times of crisis.
Okay, so I think we are at the end of our video, and yeah, in the video we just discussed it, about the Pearl Harbor.
Yeah,
What was the component? Yeah, what was the component included in the Pearl Harbor, and we just go through the analysis.
yeah, we just
And
talk about the psychological noise, how psychological noise um, end-to-end attack between the Japan and American army. So it was a communication barriers between the two countries, which leads to the World War II. And with that said, we're gonna end this. And thank you for your attention. We hope this analysis provide valuable insight to you. And if there is any complexity, or if there is any problem in this presentation, you can free to message us. So
And we have
and we have our script as well. So as a you just there was a what do I say that there was a need of a script on this presentation, so we have our script ready, and we will attach to that video as well, and we'll attach our references as well. And next, we encourage you to explore the references to gain a deeper understanding about this event and their implications. And thank you once again for your attention.
and we appreciate your time and interest in this presentation. Thank you at last.
Bye bye.
Bye.